Hi.
And we're live on both. Cool. All righty. Hello, everyone. Sorry for not being able to go live last week. We had some family things going on, and then Wednesday just kind of was a Wednesday. Wednesday felt like Monday to us. So we do apologize for that. But we are back, and we are so excited to talk to everybody. And we're going to talk about romantic destinations. And because I'm a nerd and I'm a travel geek, one of the most romantic things for me is when we get to hop on a plane to go somewhere. So that is why we are using this backdrop this evening, because we're going to jet off to some awesome places. So just as a heads up, if anybody could...
Plane needs to be a little bit bigger.
Well, use your imagination.
I'm too tired.
If anybody that is popping in, if you don't mind, go ahead and telling us where you're from, leaving a comment for us, saying hello. We would greatly appreciate that.
And even after the live is off and it's no longer live, give us a comment about where you're from and where you're watching this from and stuff like that, so we know where our audience is. Really helps us with promoting the business and stuff like that. And also another thing too, if you haven't done so already, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. And all of you on our YouTube page, if you haven't done so already, follow us on Facebook.
Yep.
That would be really awesome. So
yep.
Well, with that being said, let's start. First of all, I know I've been teasing you guys for about 2 weeks with the taste test of the new Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Got it up there so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
This is the can. They're in the cans, in the 12 packs, there is actually the regular and the zero sugar. And the 20 ounce, there's only the regular. So there is no zero on that. So
and this is a limited edition, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Starlight Coke that was only out for so long.
It's probably going to stay around. I hope it does, because it's doing really, really well. If you would,
tons of recipes I've seen on TikTok.
Yeah. If you guys want to try it and you see it, you better buy it while you can see it, because it's literally flying off the shelves. Now, as of tomorrow, there is another shipment in the our DC area.
Distribution
center in Houston, PA. We'll be putting it back out to try to replenish the shelves and displays and stuff like that. But it's still not a guarantee that you're going to get it.
Yes.
So if you see it, grab it.
Yep, most definitely.
I've heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about it. So we're going to crack open a can.
Oh, man.
That sounds like cold beer.
Full disclosure, I have not... Oh, Mike is in there. Thank you, Mike, for commenting. I have not had a Dr. Pepper since 2009.
Yeah, well, we're about to break that. So you're going to have a little bit.
I also don't drink carbonated drinks, so I do apologize in advance if I end up belching or something, because I'm not used to carbonation. Like, just bluntly honest. So,
well, one thing.
Oh, it smells like strawberry, like Nesquik.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I really smell the strawberry in it.
Okay.
So go ahead, say what you think.
Bottoms up.
You don't have to drink the whole thing.
This is dangerous. This is bad.
Yeah, I can.
It's weird. I can't taste the strawberry, but I can smell the strawberry. Like it's like in my senses and stuff. It's not necessarily something that I'm like tasting on my tongue.
Yeah.
But I like it. This is bad.
No more soup for you.
Oh no.
So, yeah, I like it too. It tastes really good. I can taste the strawberry in it, but I can really taste like the cream.
Yeah, because it's strawberries and cream. So
Yeah, like with a hint of Dr. Pepper in it.
Yeah, the
It's
Dr.
actually not
Pepper's
bad.
not too heavy, so.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. I think
Mm.
it's definitely one of those that you would have to drink chilled, really cold.
Yeah,
If you drink
which
it,
ours is.
yeah,
So.
if you drank it warm, yeah, it probably wouldn't be the greatest taste in the world. Look at here, look at her. Uh-huh.
Mm.
If you see her grab the can here in a minute, you'll know that I've broke her addiction.
Well.
Took her backwards.
Put me back.
Well, anyway, we're going to talk tonight about some romantic destinations.
Yes. But before we get into romantic destinations, I do want to talk about some theme park news because we missed out on last week. There was a lot of stuff going on. Personally, like us, we have done anniversaries in the parks. Actually, Universal, Orlando, and Walt Disney World, we have celebrated anniversaries at both. So we feel like they're definitely a really awesome romantic destination, but I know that's not for everybody, so we're not going to be talking about just them all night.
Yeah.
But over to Walt Disney World news. I'm sure many of you have seen that the Tron roller coaster has officially started cast member previews.
Yep.
And it is officially the second fastest coaster or ride attraction at Walt Disney World Resort. The only one that's beating it out right now is Test Track, because it goes, I think, 68 miles per hour. 65 miles per hour. Thank you. So, all right, here comes the burps. I'm sorry.
Yep. I already got a couple of them too. You can tell
when you're not used to carbonation, it hits hard. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, all right. We may not be doing any more soda taste tests. Oh my God. Bring me the vitamin waters and stuff from now on.
That's not a problem. I can do that in another week or so.
So anyway, back to Tron. Now, one of the things that I have seen, and I've watched a few videos. I know. I've watched the videos, and a lot of people are having issues fitting onto the ride. And it's not like I thought it would be. There's some concern that some women are having some issues, like if you've got like a mom pouch like what I do, and you're just like bigger around the middle, there was like some concern about that. But for instance, I'm going to use Paging Mr. Morrow because I think he did the most comprehensive for like a big person.
Yeah.
The issue for him wasn't his belly or anything at all, and that was what he was concerned about. It was his calves. His calves were too big, and so when he went through, he got to ride it twice because of a rider swap with a little girl. So he got to ride it twice with mom and dad, and he was like the extra. So he, the first time he went through, he didn't have a good chance of like trying it out and testing it out in the ride seat, but he was told to go ahead and try it anyway by the cast member that was there because the rides sit just a little bit differently. So he went, tried to get onto the ride vehicle, and he couldn't get the green light because he couldn't. There's a bar that you're sitting on a bike, okay, and right there in the middle, there's a bar that comes out like this that kind of like locks into the back of your calves. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And that's the issue that a lot of people are having, is getting that bar to click. Okay. So, first time around, he couldn't get it. So he ended up riding their modified car, which kind of just looks like a regular like roller coaster car. It has a regular lap bar that comes straight down, but they only have 2 of those. And obviously they don't run all of their trains all the time. And so it's on 2 separate trains. And so it may take a while to be able to get onto that one. Runners and walkers with big calves causing problems. Yes, that is the thing.
So I would definitely have issues because
I'm concerned about Scott because Scott
really
has really big, thick calves from his time being in band. And just the way he walks, the heel to toe ratio and stuff, he has bigger calves. Now, the second time, he went back through and he saw that the tester seats were open. So he ended up, what he did was he pushed his foot back as far as he could. So it was like flush against like the fender well. On the backside, so he was kind of like really spread eagling himself a little bit, and that bar came up through and popped in without an issue. So he did end up riding this ride in the front row with the little girl, which was absolutely adorable. I think you guys should all go watch that video if you haven't done so already. Cute as a button. And he got to ride it. However, when he got off the ride, he literally has bruises on both of his calves from that bar. And I'm just like, okay, like, it's not cool that, like, yes, he got to ride it, and he said it wasn't like it was incredibly uncomfortable, but at the same time, you can't really have these rides damaging people.
Well,
so,
and the other thing I got to thinking about too, and I've been hearing a lot about this too.
mhm.
Where was the first original ride of Tron?
It was over in Asia. Oh shoot, which park was it? Shanghai Disneyland.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so let's think a minute about the body sizes between them to us.
Us Americans are hefty.
Yeah, we're hefty. We're bigger people.
Yeah.
We're not saying that everybody's fat in America, but I'm just saying that we are bigger people in America, and they're smaller people. So their ride system is set up down in Florida. I think that it's set up toward what they had over in Shanghai.
Right.
So if that's the case, then they need to make some alterations on it and do something a little bit different so that we can get onto it. It's not per se that fat people can't ride it. It's just it's a little awkward and weird. And to be even honest with you, if you go to Hagrid's and Universal in Orlando, Florida, even getting on that ride's a little difficult too. I mean, because you got to get down into that car, or you got to straddle the motorcycle and stuff too. So that one right there, that's
a good point too. That Nate Paging Mr. Morrow did say he cannot physically fit into the motor car or the sidecar. He has to ride the bike.
For Hagrid's.
For Hagrid's. So, but he has zero problems with Hagrid's. Whereas with this one, obviously, with the leg restraints is the issue. Now, he has zero issue with the leg restraints over at Flight of Passage. And so when we've heard it was going to be a similar ride vehicle, we're like, oh, we'll be fine. It won't be any issue whatsoever. The problem that we thought we would have is where they have that back piece come down over the top of you. That's what we thought might be an issue.
Right.
But apparently that's not it at all, because he was actually being able to go back and forth and kind of lift himself up, and he had space to do that. Whereas
Flight of Passage, you can't. You're a little more restricted in the Flight of Passage.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I've only ridden it once, guys, so I apologize.
From what I remember on it, I mean,
I don't remember having a back restraint.
I remember it going in and out when the Banshee was breathing.
Yeah, I remember that part.
That part was awesome. But.
So anyway, I think that Tron's going to be a really great thing. It is opening up on. Let me look at my notes from 2 weeks ago. I may not have it written down here. But anyway, it will be opening up next month. I just don't have the exact date written down. So that's exciting that's going to be happening. And I'm looking forward to hearing how more and more people are getting onto it and what they think with that. So the next piece of news is that Woody's Roundup Rodeo barbecue reservations are going to be opening up on February 21st. This is exciting because it actually is opening to the public on March 23rd for people to be able to go in and eat. So really glad that they're going to have another table service restaurant, especially a themed restaurant, someplace that people will be able to get inside out of the sun in the Toy Story area, because there is no place to escape the sun. So I'm glad that they're bringing that out and it's finally opening up, because that one's another thing they've been talking about for 4 years now. Finally getting it open.
And I mean, unfortunately, COVID really did affect a lot of things with opening and stuff. So we're finally getting things back to where it needs to be. So.
Yeah. Well, speaking of getting things back to where it needs to be, apparently Disney has been capping their peak attendance to 20% below their pre-pandemic levels. This is according to a press release. I don't believe it, because I see those crowds in those parks and I'm like, no, they're at 100% capacity. There is no way that they're 20% less. They say that they are. Now, by that same token, their last quarter revenue increased by 21%. Okay. Not 21% includes the increased ticket cost, people purchasing Genie Plus and Lightning Lanes, and then souvenirs and things like that. So even though Disney supposedly has decreased their number of people they're allowing into the park with their park capacity, they have increased their revenue by almost the exact same percentage.
Okay.
A little bit over the percentage. Sorry.
There goes that strawberries and cream.
Oh, man. In other news, the walking path between the Grand Floridian Resort and Magic Kingdom is going to be closing temporarily. It's actually closed today. Was the first day that they're closing it, and they're going to open it sometime in the late spring. They're doing a lot of construction over in that area, and so they have closed the walkway. I personally wouldn't use the walkway from Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom because you have a monorail and you have the water taxis, the boats, friendship boats and stuff. But I know there's a lot of people that like to walk. So just as a heads up, that's...
Or if you're runners or joggers and stuff like that. I mean, that
would be cool, being able to run the lagoon loop. But
if you're into that, you're just going to have to keep in mind that section is going to be closed. So.
Yep. So just as a heads up. And then Tiana's Bayou. I wanted to get into the storyline a little bit because they released some information last week and I thought it was really cute. So they're actually transforming Splash Mountain into an aging salt mine. And this aging salt mine Tiana purchased, and she has turned it into Tiana's Foods, which is an employee co-op. Okay. So basically you're going to be going through, you're going to, in the queue and everything, you're going to see different things that people are growing so that they can be a part of the Tiana's Foods. There's a line about hot sauces and such that they're creating and things. So you're going to see different things like that throughout the queue. Now, the whole premise of the story is they are throwing a big party, which happens to be during Mardi Gras. It's not a Mardi Gras party. It's just they're throwing it during Mardi Gras. Okay. And us as the guests are going to help Tiana and her friends with the missing ingredient that she needs for the food that she's preparing.
It's beads.
It's beads. So as a heads up, I thought that was kind of cute how they're trying to tie in the story and everything. So wanted to share that with you. And then the last thing about Walt Disney World is Epcot Flower and Garden Festival is going to be from March 1st through July 5th. Now you can actually start booking the Garden Rocks dining packages now because they have a lot of really awesome artists that will be coming through. They're generally like Thursday to Sunday is when you'll see artists, or Friday to Sunday, Monday, depending on what their availability is. And the list isn't set in stone, but I've seen who was it? Like Don Felder, that was from the Eagles. He's going to be there a couple of days. Daughtry's going to be there while we're in Universal.
Oh,
I was like, really? Somebody that we actually know and would actually go and see. He's going to be there. A few others. So quite a few others, but those were the ones that kind of stuck in my head.
And is it me, or did I see somewhere that Dominic, the Didgeridoo guy, is playing there?
Yeah, Dominic he's actually at the current festival, which is the Festival of the Arts. He's been doing sets within the World Showcase for that. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, this is Dominic. He's what they call the Didgeridoo guy. And if you haven't heard his music, he is amazing. Like, it is the boys call him the Wah Wah Man.
Yeah, Wah Wah Man. But it was really cool. He actually was the main reason why we actually got a didgeridoo. So, because we wanted to try to figure out how to do it, and still to this day, I just sound like an old man farting in the tube.
JT's gotten okay with it. Yeah,
JT's gotten good. I think he's good at sitting around and vibrating his lips anyway. So. But yeah, it's really cool if you get the opportunity to listen to his music. Take a chance to listen to it. It's really awesome.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a lot of fun, and it's unique, fun stuff too.
Yeah.
Going to go ahead and hop across over across the city, and we're going to talk about Universal Orlando really quickly.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to talk to you about is Universal is hiring 2,500 roles within Universal and City Walk. That's going to be in their food service, cashiers, actors and actresses for different things. So they've got a lot of job openings they're opening up. And I think that's really fantastic, especially since Walt Disney World or the Disney company is doing a layoff right now, which includes park members. So I'm glad that they're going to have some place to be able to go to.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Also, the escape rooms. We talked about those probably, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah,
something like that. It was a little bit ago. They have already repriced these rooms. So you can now pay $39.99 per person or $240 for a private tour of up to 8 guests. So they've brought those prices down a little bit. So if that's something you're thinking about doing.
So is that $240 per person?
No. $240 total
for up to 8 guests.
Oh,
okay, all right.
Because it's a private, like going through with just your group instead of going in with other people.
So they're escape rooms where you have to escape each room.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think part of that is they're not set up as like a traditional escape room. I guess there's not as much escaping as there is just being like immersed in what it is that's happening.
Okay.
So that could be why the popularity is kind of waned down a little bit. I don't know. We haven't done it yet, so I couldn't tell you. And we've never done an escape room.
Up and coming.
Yeah. So also,
be there in a few weeks.
drones were being tested last week at Universal Orlando.
Finally. I have been saying this for a long time. They need to get drones involved in their shows and stuff between Disney and Universal both. And everywhere I look, there's people doing drone shows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, why aren't the parks doing them?
Well, Universal hasn't announced anything that they're doing with theirs yet. There was discussion that maybe they were going to be adding drones into like the Hogwarts nighttime shows, but it wasn't over in that area or Islands of Adventure. It was more over on the other side. So maybe they're adding it into like their Lagoon show and spicing it up a little bit, because not a lot of people talk about that Lagoon show.
Yeah, which is
Universal
really cool.
Studios. I liked it.
I like it. I think it's a really awesome show.
Now, as far as drones for Disney, there's speculation that that's what the new show is going to be after Harmonious and then back at Epcot Forever.
Okay.
So they're talking about possibly having drones in that.
Yeah.
But that's all speculation.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that has to happen with that too, because with the drone shows, you have to have airspace clearance over top of the property.
Exactly.
With the FAA. I mean, and that takes a while to get that kind of permits and permission to do it, because I don't know if any of you have been to the parks or stuff, but you will probably notice that there's constantly helicopters flying over top, and they're doing helicopter tours of people seeing Walt Disney World and Universal and stuff from the air.
I thought that Disney had air rights worked out already because of 9/11. They had it so that you can't directly fly over.
Airplanes, you can't.
Okay.
The helicopters are allowed to, because if you remember, right, we could literally stand there and watch them fly over.
That's true.
Now the planes can fly close enough. It looks like they're literally flying over top of the property, but they're literally probably 20 miles away from the property itself.
Right. Okay. So just as fun stuff. And then, of course, Mardi Gras has begun.
Yes,
it started up over the weekend and looks absolutely amazing.
Oh my God. Have you seen the beignet photos and the food? Just, oh God, I can't wait to get down there in a couple weeks.
I know, we're all about the food.
Like, I'm not going to eat the whole week prior. I'm just going to get down there and just start chowing down. So.
He's not wrong. That is probably what we will do. So, but yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah, you've been like distant.
Mm-hmm.
Love me.
All right. It was only because tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
And that's why I'm wearing red. Not because I work for Coke. It's because I'm in love.
Such a liar. So the parade is supposed to be really amazing. I actually haven't watched any videos of it because I kind of want to be surprised when we get there. But apparently they have like a mythical creatures theme, and I've
seen one of the floats. I know I've been cheating, but I can't help it.
Well, they got the King Gator float and stuff like that they have every year. So
yeah, it's man, I can't wait to get down and see that.
But I was listening to Molly from Mammoth Club. She kind of did a video. LOL. Thanks, Mike. Deb. But she said that she was able to do, because they were part of a media event, she was talking to somebody that was part of the set design and float design and such. And they actually take their creative team to New Orleans every year so that they can experience Mardi Gras. And then they put together, like in a weekend, they just put everything together, what they're planning on doing and building over the next year from the inspiration that they get every year.
That's pretty awesome.
So I was like, man, that'd be awesome. So very, very excited about that. And if anybody has decided, you know what, screw it, we want to go to Universal and we want to do Mardi Gras, definitely reach out to us, because I did call asking about availability for somebody else. And there is still room at the Aventura Hotel. So there is still a few rooms left. Obviously, don't necessarily have to stay there, but that's the room, or that's the hotel we'll be in.
Yep.
So definitely reach out to us.
The Plum Crazy Posse.
Yep.
So we can't wait.
Okay. And now we're going to get into top romantic destinations.
Oh, my bad.
You know what? That's not even funny, because I'm like, yes, that would totally, yeah.
Well, anybody that has kids understands that, like, when you don't have kids around and you think, okay, romantic weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're
nice
doing.
Clean sheets without having a dog laying between your legs, because
Yep.
that's my issue every night. Like,
Yep.
yes, I get the best sleep. Anyway, so what I did was I wanted to go through and I wanted to see what the in states are out. Good question, Deb. So I wanted to look and see what the top destinations are for romantic getaways. And so I'm going to briefly touch on a few international ones, because obviously those were the ones that were popping up as these really amazing, incredible locations. And then I'm going to talk about the states briefly. Okay. Top romantic U.S. destinations. So the number one destination is the Maldives. That is anywhere from 28 to 34 hours of flight time to get there.
Wow.
Travel time.
Man, it better be romantic.
The reason why the Maldives is so popular, and I get it, it's in the South Pacific. You've got this crystal clear waters. They have these overwater bungalows. It's really very reasonable. Paris is not on the list. And interestingly, Deb, not in my top 5. I'm sure it was down a little bit farther. Excuse me. You got the overwater bungalows, you've got all these spas and everything. And really the biggest expense that you have with going to the Maldives is your airfare and trying to get there. So I have a couple of options where you can feel like you've taken your sweetheart to the Maldives and spend less money. I don't want to say way less money, because some of these are a little on the expensive side, and not have to spend 4 to 5 days traveling between getting there and coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one I'm going to mention is the Sandals Royal Caribbean Resort in Montego Bay. The reason why I'm bringing this one up, they have overwater bungalows. And so you can literally go and enjoy yourself and feel like you're in the Maldives, because you're going to have that beautiful water just the same.
Yeah.
You're going to have some Jamaican flair, which I think is even better personally. I love that. And
just no Jamaican rum, huh, Dad?
It's just a really great place to be able to go and experience. The other one I'm going to mention is the Sandals Grand St. Lucian. This is why I said that may not be necessarily a whole lot cheaper, because this is a very expensive resort. But it's very boutiqued. It is absolutely beautiful. St. Lucia should be the number one romantic destination, in my opinion, because it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Like,
again,
I've looked at that and I'm
overwater
like,
bungalows.
I want to take you there someday.
I know. And the best part about Sandals, well, I don't want to say the best part, but it's a really cute thing about Sandals is their locations that they have, the overwater bungalows, they're in the shape of a heart. So, and adult only locations too, because Sandals is adult only.
Yep.
So, no worries about children. The other place that you can go is the Aruba Ocean Villas. Now, this is an absolutely beautiful location. You can actually have your own vehicle if you want to. If you're staying here, and you can go and you can check out other parts of Aruba if you want to go to like an ostrich farm, if you're wanting to go just different places. I apologize, I'm butchering that a little bit. I promise I do know a lot about Aruba. I'm just drawing a blank on stuff for some reason.
So you can rent a car down there
Yes.
and keep it on property.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Yep,
just when
yep,
you
yep.
said that you could take your own vehicle, I was just like, oh, wow, I could take the Black Soul with me.
Sorry. You can rent a vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And you can
Okay.
drive to the other locations that you want to.
Okay.
And it's very it's very easy for us as Americans to be able to go to Aruba because pretty much everybody speaks English. The
Yeah.
conversion rate's really good to their Aruban dollar. And so definitely that is one of my favorite destinations. Plus, this is actually a very boutique resort, and it only has, I'm wanting to say 40 rooms, some of which are overwater bungalows, and then others are private, like beach bungalows that you can check out. So, and owned by a really nice and wonderful woman that is there most of the time, and she's actually the one checking you in a lot of times.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
it's definitely really cool how they've managed to do that. Dad is on Messenger. Be back shortly. Okay, thanks for letting us know, Deb. I appreciate it. So absolutely love that. And then the last one is that I'm going to recommend that you do is take a Royal Caribbean cruise, because you can actually rent an overwater bungalow for the day at Perfect Day at Coco Key.
Mhm.
And I don't know about you, but I like good food. So if I'm wanting to spoil myself or spoil my honey, I'm going to rent myself a beautiful balcony room in Royal Caribbean. We're going to rent that bungalow,
Mhm.
and we're going to just live it up. Okay. So that is going to be my recommendations instead of going to the Maldives. Now, number 2 destination is the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
Oh.
Okay. This was the number 2 destination for most romantic. Now, from Pittsburgh with flying, it can be anywhere from 12 to 18 hours. Just depends on your layover and how quickly you get over.
Okay, so we're about half now from the first one.
Exactly. I think this is much more manageable.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely the Amalfi Coast is a much more laid back way of life. There is obviously there's things to do, but they do not have the go, 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 go attitude that us as Americans have. And so you're going to be able to relax, take in the beauty of the coast and everything while you're there. Now, my recommendation is if you're going to be going to the Amalfi Coast and you're going to be flying that 12 to 18 hours,
Mhm.
make sure, one, that you have at least a week, if not 2 weeks, so that you can really enjoy yourself there and kind of catch up from your jet lag.
Yep.
And
Taking the culture.
yes, and take in the
Big
culture.
time.
But don't just go to the Amalfi Coast. Head on up into Rome. Take the train. Go on up into
Mhm.
Rome. Really experience the culture and the history of Rome. Go on up a little bit farther into Naples. I recommend flying into Florence in order to get to the Amalfi Coast. So that's another thing. Something else you can do is you can actually take a Celebrity or Norwegian Cruise Line Southern Mediterranean cruise, and you can see all kinds of beautiful destinations, including the Amalfi Coast.
That's cool.
So I
Sign
love
me
that.
up. I'm ready to go.
Number 3 would be Thailand, more specifically Krabi, if I'm saying that correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. Again, that is going to be 28 to 37 hours away. Okay.
Yeah.
That is
Southern Pacific.
yeah, Southern Pacific. Southern Pacific. I actually know somebody that has been there twice in the last year, and trust me, that is not a fun like travel period. Okay, so
It's a tiring time.
it's exhausting. Like it
Yeah.
takes him like 2 days to recover each way, easily,
Yeah.
if not a week. So what this area is known for is secluded beaches, scuba diving, and tours through their mangroves. I don't know
Mhm.
about you. Let's head to the Florida Keys.
Yep.
Because you can go snorkeling at John Pennekamp Coral Reef Reserve
Yep.
and see coral reefs and absolutely beautiful things. There are mangroves all over the place that you can kayak through.
Yep. They even
Not
have
to
kayak
mention-
tours. They also have jet skis where you can rent those and go
Yep.
through a certain pace. You're not allowed to go too fast through them.
Mhm.
But there's tons of little things you can do like that down there in
Yep.
Florida.
Yep. And the Florida Keys, I mean, you can go to Marathon Key and stay at Postcard Inn, which is where I just had people last week. They loved it. We can get you all the way down into Key West so that you can enjoy some time down there. There's a beautiful Hampton Inn that I would recommend down in that way. Or you can be a little bit closer to mainland and stay in Taganier. We've been to Ocean Point Suites before and loved that.
Yeah,
So
beautiful place.
lots of options with a wide range of budget. And you can have an amazing time without being on a plane for 37 hours.
Yep.
So I
Right
shouldn't
here in
say
the States.
shouldn't say being on the plane, but traveling to get to your destination for 37 hours. And then let me see here. The number 4 would be Greece. Greece is about 12 to 14 hours by plane from Pittsburgh. And my recommendation, start with Athens, check out the amazing history, the mythology, Greek mythology. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah.
And then do a Greek cruise. Visit Santorini, Mykonos. There's so many other little islands that you can really experience and get into. Like me, like the whole time, like I could spend the entire time just in Santorini because I absolutely love the movie Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and I fell in love with Greece in general because of that movie and seeing those amazing locations and stuff that they got to shoot that in. Number 5, Bali in Indonesia. Obviously, Bali is definitely one of those destinations. Again, 28 to 33 hours in order to get there. There's nothing that's quite like it, I'm just going to say, because you get these amazing jungles. You get, anybody seen Eat, Pray, Love? That's one of the places that she was at. There's an incredible culture. They really, the locals really are in tune with mind, body, and soul and connecting everything together. So it's definitely one of those locations that is truly authentic. And so that's going to be really hard to make up somewhere else.
Yeah.
So top U.S. destinations.
Well, hold on. So what I'm picking up from this, I don't know if you guys are picking this up, but I think Megan wants me to take her to the South Pacific. I don't know if you guys are picking up on that, but I am kind of picking up those vibes.
This is just the top 5 that I found on Travel Weekly. So
yeah, but a lot of them are on the Southern Pacific. So I think
that's what the general public wants. I want beignets at Port Orleans French Quarter. That's what I want.
All right, I suppose.
So anyway, top U.S. destinations. I'm going to go through these quickly because I also have a state I want to talk about, and there's a lot to talk about. Number 1 is going to be Kauai, and number 2 is Lanai. I don't think that surprises anybody. Apologize for the train. So that's going to be about 12 to 15 hours from Pittsburgh because you have the layover, and then you have to fly over to Hawaii. But it is U.S. state, and so you have a lot less issues, like going through customs, things like that. So,
man, that train's moving.
Yeah, it
Lord,
is.
everything's shaking.
So,
Gee
apologize
whiz.
for that, guys. I can really tell on this.
Yeah, we're not having an earthquake. It's a train, I swear.
And part of the reason why it's Kauai and Lanai is incredibly I don't want to say recluse. That's not the word I'm looking for. But it's very quiet. There's not a whole lot going on Lanai. And so you really feel like you're the only ones there in a tropical paradise.
Maybe tranquil.
Tranquil is a good word. Yes. So, but yes, definitely Hawaii. I actually sent a couple there with their family, but they got to spend some alone time too for their 20th wedding anniversary last year, and it was amazing. They got to do yoga on paddle boards in the middle of the lagoon in Oahu, which was incredible because it was at night. Shaking my portal. Yes, it definitely shook us all over the place. So Absolutely loved that they were able to do that there.
Oh God, I'm sleep deprived.
All right, number 3 is Napa Valley, and I think it is safe to say that anything that involves wine. Yes, I agree. That is a very romantic destination that you can take me to.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Sonoma. Sonoma, again, very well known for their wine. Also, they're very also well known for massages. And who doesn't want to be in a spa and chillaxing in a 22-foot wine barrel?
Is it full of wine?
No, it's not full of wine, but number 5 is going to be Sedona in Arizona. This is really popular because of the landscapes, the spas that they have there, the incredible stars. Like you go out and it's just like, wow, amazing. And then the Verde Valley Wine Trail. Again, us American women, we like our wine, as apparently, because these are all popping up. And then number 6, because I had to throw it in there because I was shocked, Charleston, South Carolina.
Now, you have never seen this town, have you?
No, I have never been to Charleston, South Carolina. I've been to Charleston, West Virginia.
Charleston, West Virginia is not a romantic town. Charleston, South Carolina is very, very romantic. You've got a lot of colonial time homes.
Yep, the
history and stuff. It's the streets. You just feel like you take a step back into time, and it's just so gorgeous and so beautiful there. It's one of those things, if you haven't done it, you have to experience it.
Okay.
So I'll get you there.
Sounds like a plan to me, because I was all excited about low country cuisine. I was like, ooh, I like low country cuisine.
Well, yeah, the food down there is great. I mean, but
food in the South, just yum.
Just, oh man, the views and just being able to be there and just so beautiful.
Yes. So definitely love that. Now, for our state of the week, because it looks like I've got about 17 more minutes left. I apologize. Savannah, Georgia. It may have been on the list, but I only went down to number 6. So I could not tell you.
Yeah.
Now, I tried to figure out what the most romantic state in the country is. I got the most random and bizarre statistics out of Google when I asked this. One said Minnesota, because Minnesotans apparently have the lowest divorce rate. I got, what else did I get? I got Virginia for some reason. I also got Vermont.
I can tell you why. Virginia is a state for lovers.
Okay, yes, that is true. Vermont, I also got, and there was a few others. And it wasn't anything about these have amazing destinations. This is like the best place to take your loved ones or something like that. No, it was all about like the marriage statistics and the ratio of marriage versus divorce and couples versus singles. And I was like, I don't care about any of that. And I want to be wined and dined and like, no, this is exactly what I want,? And so I chose for our state of the week, the state of California.
Yep.
And the reason being is if you cannot find something for your sweetheart in the state of California, there is something wrong with both of you.
Yeah.
Between incredible sunsets. I mean, those Pacific sunsets are unbelievable. Okay. And part of that is because the California coastline stretches almost 900 miles up. So you have all of that real estate to be able to find these beautiful sunsets.
Yeah. And there's spots everywhere along the coastline.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you get around the cliffs.
Yeah, I was just going to say the cliff-lined beaches.
The cliff-lined beaches are gorgeous. Like, I could not believe it. Like, when we were out there and we drove beside of it, and I'm looking and I'm like, this is amazing.
And we went to the southern side. We didn't even go north.
Yeah, we didn't go north. I mean, we're in the southern part, and it's smaller. Up north, it's higher.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like there is another California trip in our future, because there's so much of California that we have
pushing for October.
There's so much that we haven't seen yet.
Anyway, so you've got that. You have the Redwood Forest. You've got the Sierra Nevada Mountains, Central Valley Farmland, Mojave Desert, Yosemite. So a couple of things I want to talk about real quickly is like the different cities that they have. So for instance, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, San Francisco is probably one of the first places that people think about when they think about California.
Mhm.
You've got Alcatraz, which I'll admit is probably not the most romantic thing, unless like you guys are into that. And I know that's becoming more popular, so you do you. Okay. Um, There's also the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yes.
Whether you walk across it, drive across it, see it from Golden Gate Bridge Park,
Yeah.
definitely well worth going to.
Pack
Pier-
a lunch. Sit there and
Yes.
have a lunch, sitting there looking at the bridge and just watching the road go by.
Oh man, that'd be
Oh,
amazing.
that would be awesome.
Pier 39. I want to go here because of the amazing food. They have
Yes.
really great restaurants here
Fisherman's
on Pier
Wharf.
39.
Oh.
Not to mention the seals.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see the seals.
Yeah.
Have to ride a cable car if you're going
Yeah.
to San Francisco.
And if you have your own vehicle, you got to go down the zigzag road.
Yes,
Got to
which
do that. That is.
I actually did not write down what the name of that road
Yeah,
was.
I can't remember what it is, but
So.
to be able to say, oh, and when you see it in the movies, and stuff,
I
and you'll be
know.
like, oh my god, I drove down that road.
I know. Someday we will do it.
Yeah.
There's also the historic Presidio, which is a former military base that's been turned into a
Mhm.
national park.
Yep.
There is the Walt Disney Family Museum. Like me, I would be geeking out over that because I'm a Disney nerd. There's also missions that you exploring the Mission. Okay, the Mission is the oldest neighborhood in San Francisco.
Mhm.
San Francisco Zoo, Aquarium of the Bay. You can also kayak the bay if you want to, or take a paddle boat out on the bay and be able to look back and see San Francisco. So
Yeah, I think I'd just rather have somebody just take us out.
oh, I agree, but I'm just saying it's an
That's
option.
That's too much work for your hubby.
Okay. Moving right along. I also want to talk about Los Angeles. So Los Angeles area in general. Now, it covers a lot.
Mhm.
You've got Griffith Observatory. Have to do that if you go out there and you've never done it before because it's amazing. And you can see the Hollywood sign from there. So you're killing two birds with one stone.
And you can see the beautiful skyline of Los Angeles too.
Yep.
And
With
you
the
can see the
cloud
Pacific
over
Ocean
it.
in the background too.
Yep.
Yep. You can see the smog over top of the city.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, why is there a cloud over the city? There's also the Getty Center, which is an art museum,
Mhm.
which is a really unique installation. Just the building itself is incredible, just like the one out in New York. There is also Santa Monica Pier.
Mhm.
That is a must do.
Yes.
Going and checking out Malibu. I want to do that so badly. Be able to just drive through the town of Malibu. There's also Sunset Boulevard,
Yeah.
which is well worth checking out. You can walk the stars. You can go shopping or watch the people that do shop because that would be me. I'd be afraid to spend that much money at
Mhm.
Rodeo Drive. I want to have a pretty woman moment. Okay, Rodeo Drive. That's someday.
You
Venice
live that every
Beach.
day.
Oh, thank you. Venice Beach, where people like Arnold Schwarzenegger got their start. So there's that. Disneyland, obviously. Disney's California Adventure is another. Universal Hollywood. You can also check out Knott's Berry Farm, which is actually even older than Disneyland and was also a theme park back then. So really cool. There is also the La Brea Tar Pits, which I didn't know anything about until I was doing some brief research. And we've been out to California and been to Los Angeles. So
Wait a minute, back it up. You did not know about the La Brea Tar Pits?
Nope. No.
Wow.
So they're hot. There's hot tar that's bubbling there. California Adventure was amazing. Yes, Amy, it is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to go back because now they have Avengers Campus open. We'll be able to experience Pixar Pier because it opened the following month after we were there last.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to see there. But the La Brea Tar Pits, they have hot tar bubbling there still. And they have found over 3.5 million fossils in this tar pit.
Yep.
How insane is that? Another thing you can do, go check out the Dodger Stadium or go down to the Angels and see the Anaheim Angels play.
Yep.
There's all kinds of things that you can do.
And that's not too far away from Disney.
Nope. You can also do a Hollywood Homes tour or visit Warner Brothers Studios. So I would like to go do the Warner Brothers Studios personally. We'll have to wait until Nick's a little bit older, though, because I think there's an age restriction.
Because I'll be there for you.
Yep.
Yep. That's where you can go tour the Friends set.
Now, San Diego. San Diego is another place that we have been to, and I cannot wait to go back.
Yes. Gorgeous area.
Now, they have coined themselves as America's brightest city, most likely because they get the most sunlight and the least amount of rain.
Excellent.
Now, one reason why I want to go is I want to go back to Coronado and Coronado Beach. They have a beautiful hotel, the Coronado Hotel there, which is what Grand Floridian is modeled after. And it's just incredible. And the sunset is amazing.
Yeah.
There's also the San Diego Zoo, Balboa Park, which is the cultural hub of the area. So if you want to go somewhere and really experience the local flair, art and food, that is where you're going to want to go, is Balboa Park.
Yeah.
There's the USS Midway Museum. There is Mission Beach. There is Torrey Pines State National Reserve, which also has a glider port. Okay, so there's two things that's really cool about this. This is one of only 2 locations that Torrey pines grow naturally now. They're an endangered pine tree. So I thought that was interesting. But they also have the glider port, which is where you can hang glide, paraglide, have remote models or sailplanes, and be able to ride the thermals and stuff.
That's cool.
Out there.
Well, there's also one more thing right there, too.
What is that?
You're right there on the border of Mexico, and one of right across is Tijuana, baby. Bang, bang, baby.
I was waiting.
you messed up
you guys have to watch Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. You can also go to Old Town San Diego, which is the grounds of the first European settlement in California. So that is a lot of fun too, to think about. There's also Seaport Village, Cabrillo National Monument, which Cabrillo is the European settler that was first there. Sunset Cliffs Maritime Museum. There's also SeaWorld San Diego, Belmont Park. San Diego Zoo also has a safari park, which I'm assuming is very similar to the Wilds that we have out in Ohio.
Yeah.
There is also Sesame Place, which I think is amazing because if you have a kid that loves Sesame Street, you got Sesame Place, and then you got Legoland. So all of that is more or less on the bottom half of California, and we haven't even started on the top.
Now, the Maritime Museum is, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that where they have the statue of the sailor kissing the nurse?
I think that's near the USS Midway.
Yeah, that's what it is. So
yes, you do have that giant statue.
Yeah, so if you want to do something romantic over there, that might be something you might want to look into, and getting a nice little cameo shot of you two kissing in front of the statue.
Yep.
So
I love it.
We've done.
Yes, we have. And the reason why I personally find California to be so romantic and fun, it would be a good fit, is Northern California has so much nature and ecological diversity. And so you've got Lake Tahoe. I have never been. He has. Yep. Ironically, he was there on a honeymoon for his previous marriage. So, see, it's a romantic destination. Bear with me. Redwood National Park, which I've already talked about. Yosemite. I mean, oh my gosh, like that would get me like big time. I'm just like, oh my God, it's so beautiful, and thank you so much for bringing me here. Then there is also the Lassen Volcanic National Park.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that there was a volcanic national park that was in the continental states, and they house all 4 types of volcanic volcanoes, which I thought was really interesting. I had no idea. There's also the Sierra Nevada Mountains.
Yes.
There's Napa Valley for us wine drinkers. Definitely enjoy that. There is Santa Cruz. That is a really popular city that you can check out in Northern California. There's Devil's Postpile National Monument, which I didn't realize that there were basalt columns out in California as well. They aren't nearly as large in diameter as the ones from Ireland, but they do have those there too. There is also Mammoth Lake, Mammoth Mountain. If you are skiers, you're definitely going to want to check that out, or Lake Tahoe too, because you can actually ski in Tahoe in the winter.
Yeah, beautiful skiing up in there.
There is Sequoia National Park. I want to see the sequoias. I want to see the redwoods. I think that is amazing that something can be that huge and have been on this planet for that long. So something I want to do. Another thing, quirky thing, Winchester Mystery House. I'm like, I would love to go and check out the Winchester Mystery House. So there is that. There is also the Bodie State Historic Park, which is looks like an abandoned Western town. So, if you were into like old Western movies, you grew up watching John Wayne like I did with my mother, definitely check out the Bodie State Historic Park.
And also, like Tahoe, you can actually see the where they filmed, was it Bonanza? Yeah, Bonanza.
Yeah.
So
I have to check and see if that's still there, because I heard rumors that it wasn't out there anymore.
Okay.
So other thing that you can do is check out Hearst Castle, which is the largest and most expensive castle in continental U.S. And if you happen to go there, make sure that you get some really amazing photos, because it's one of those like beautiful destinations to get photos from.
Romantic destination.
Yeah.
Romance.
There's also Madonna Inn, which I want to go to. We actually saw this. Remember Katie and Spencer from Best Life and Beyond? They did it.
Oh, I want to
during
sleep
the
on her
pandemic.
cones.
No, not that Madonna.
Oh.
So each room is themed to different things and different stuff.
Oh, that place. Okay.
And it's it is quirky. It is weird. It is awesome. I'm like, I want to go stay at the Madonna Inn, and I want to have a different room every night that we're there, because everything was green. Like, just the whole room was green. It had like a stone, like natural looking waterfall that was your shower. Like, it was bizarre. Like, I loved it. And then what else was there? Oh, there's Pinnacles National Park. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because you can actually see condors and bald eagles in the wild. And I've only ever seen condors, which is a giant bird. Okay, these things are huge. At the Cleveland Zoo.
Yeah.
Remember, we got to see them there.
Yeah.
I swear they're bigger than our dogs, and we have Great Danes. So they're huge. There is also Monterey and let me see here, Carmel by the Sea. So these are quiet and quaint. Carmel by the Sea is a quiet and quaint little area. If you're wanting to kind of get away, disconnect a little bit, slow down, that's a good place for you. And then there is Lava Beds National Monument. And what I thought was cool about this is you can actually go inside and tour a pitch black lava tube. You can go down into an actual lava tube from where lava used to be, and then it was receded. I think that is really neat. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. My body's saying hell no. I don't know about that.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah, I'll look in.
I mean, it's like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah, I'm just afraid what the hell's going to come out of the tube.
So anyway, I think that California is a really great destination if that's something that you are ever thinking about. Amy, the Queen Mary. Yes, there is the Queen Mary. That is actually a good one that I did not write down on my list. Saying thank you for that. Yep. So you can check that out as well. So really enjoy California. I think it's a really fun destination. You're going to be able to see a lot and do a lot. And
we still got a lot to go see.
Oh, yes. I mean, obviously there's things that we want to go back and do, but there's a lot of things that we didn't cross off the list last time. So we'll have to add a few other things onto it.
No. Well, I think we're getting close. Yep, it's 9:00 right on the dot. So, guys, don't forget to go out and pick up the new Strawberries and Cream Dr. Pepper. Like I said, it will be hitting stores again right on Wednesday. Yes, on Wednesday, I do believe, here in the Pittsburgh area. And other places, I'm not really sure. But definitely we'll have the 12 packs in the regular and also the 0 and also in the 20 ounce in the coolers and stuff. So look for those. We did the taste test at the very beginning. So if you guys did get to see it, please go back and watch and watch Megan get re-addicted to Dr. Pepper again.
Oh,
But anyway, I've had a lot of fun tonight. I hope
Yes.
you guys have had fun too. We do enjoy all the love and support that we get from you guys every single week and every single day. So thank you very much, guys. We're going to go ahead and get out of here because I'm tired and I got to get back up at 5 a.m. again and get back at it again. So
yes, he's in an outlying territory this week. So I'm glad that he hung out with me as long as he did.
80 miles to get into my territory that I'm working this week. So, but anyway,
if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube and hit that like button up there on Facebook so that you can follow along whenever I post new videos and new content. Also, thank you all so much for watching this with us, whether it is during our live or on the replay. We know we have quite a few people that do watch the replays, and we are internally grateful for that. We really do appreciate that. If you are interested in doing any kind of traveling, definitely reach out to us. I would love to talk to you about your travel plans. I've got people going all over the place, but I would love to be able to get you going to your destination that you were hoping to go to. And with all that being said, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure?
Because we are ready to get you there. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Good night.